Okay, so now we'll be discussing about the mixing ratios of resin and hardener, of casting and coating separately. So I'll be just telling you what is the mixing ratios, how much quantity the hardener should be, and for how much the resin, what quantity, what are different quantities of mixing both the elements together. So first of all, you have to understand, like the ratios. The mixing is always done in as according to its weight. It's not done in volume. It's not done in. It's always done in weight. So you have to first of all get this thing, your weighing scale or anything. You have to just remember it is always done in as per the weights, because it has a weight. It is never done in liters, or like there are a lot of other, this is old kind of a thing, but you have to remember that it is always the ratio is always calculated in weights, not in this much of this and this much of this. So this quantity of this much and this is not never calculated like that, because we used to do like that. It took us a lot of time to understand this thing, that we have to like specifically calculate this in terms of only weight, because it is according to the brand, it is specifically designed like that. It is always mixed according to the weight, not any other way, not in quantity and all. So first of all, you have to always remember, please note it down, it is always weight. Even if anybody tells you about anything else, it is because this supplies, like in many years ago, they used to tell us that you have to take 2 cups of this and 1 cup of this and then mix it together. So even the experts, they used to tell us like that, and our products, obviously we faced a lot of problems. It never cured. We had to throw stuff out. So just always remember, note it down, it is always weight and weight. So we have to buy this weighing scale. So now let's talk about the casting resin and the ratio and the mixing process of it. So I told you weight. So now, for example, if you want a quantity of like say 400 grams, you need a quantity to be made of 400 grams. So now what you have to do is, you have to take 300 grams of before that I'll just tell you, casting resin, it is always, most of the time it is 3:1. 3:1 is the ratio. Three parts of resin, 1 part of hardener. That is for casting, which is usually, this is like in the entire world, this is the ratio for the casting. 3 parts of resin, 1 part of hardener. For the coating one, for the coating resin or coating epoxy, it is always, or most of the time it is 2:1. 2 part of resin, 1 part of hardener. So always remember this for the casting epoxy. Most of the time in entire world, and the mixing ratio is 3:1 for the casting. For the coating is 2:1. Please note it down. But there are different brands. There will be different brands. They have their own chemical combinations. So these ratios may differ. So all the time when you buy a specific resin, you have to just ask them, or just note at the labels and all, it will be mentioned, the ratios will be mentioned, so you have to act accordingly. But most of the time it is, for the casting it is 3:1, and for the coating it is 2:1. So now, as in 300 grams of this resin and 100 gram of hardener, that is used for the casting one. If you are making a solution of 400 grams, this is for example. I am just giving this for example sake. So this is, so to make the point, 3 parts of this resin and 1 part of hardener. So this is for casting, and for the coating one, two parts of resin, one part of hardener, and that is also in gram. So when you are mixing, you have to just weigh the thing. First you have to weigh the resin in your weighing scale. Whatever the quantity that you will be needing, you have to weigh this thing. There will be like if you are doing it 400 grams, if you are doing, so the resin should be 300 grams here. And then in the another container, you just weigh 100 grams of hardener, and then mix both the chemicals together. So that is the mixing ratio of the epoxy resins for both the kind of resins that we are using, casting and coating. For the coating, similarly, if you are doing like I'll just, for a straight example, I'll just give you 300 grams if you are doing. So 200 grams should be your resin, 100 grams should be your hardener. So that is the mixing ratio of this both of these. But sometimes you have to, obviously you have to read the labels and all, but it will be specifically mentioned there what is the mixing ratio. So this is what is called the mixing ratio. Always remember, don't be confused. Even if it is not mentioned there, you have to ask your suppliers or your buyers what is the mixing ratio of it. Because mixing ratio, if you miss this part, your entire project will be a disaster. It will not, if there is slight ups and downs, it will not work. It will just not cure. Either it will become very soft, or it will be sticky, or it will not never cure. Even for years it will not cure. So mixing ratio is very important. Secondly, now if you are doing a project, you have to understand how much quantity you will be needing. So like previously we used to just calculate the sizes, the length, the depth, the breadth and all. We have to calculate mathematically, length, breadth, into all this calculation we used to do. But now there are a lot of apps which are available on the stores, on your Apple stores or on your Google Play stores. So they are available there, and some of the apps that we are using will be mentioning it in the description. So you don't need to bother about now the quantity and all, because the quantity is very important. So because when you are doing a project, you need to know how much quantity, how much stuff that you will be needing to mix. And in that app, you will be just specifically, like if you will be given specific numbers, specific digits, how much should be this weight, how much should be that weight. So now it is become very easy. You just have to put in whatever that is asked, length, thickness and everything. It will be all, you have to just calculate your project, and you have to just mention that if your project is round project or square project or whatever project, it is all mentioned there, and the thickness. Once you feed in everything, the answer will come. So there will be this much hardener, this much resin. So accordingly you have to then mix it together. So that process has become very easy right now. So the apps, there are a lot of apps available, and the apps are really very simple. So this is the ratio part. Now I'll tell you the mixing part. Mixing part is very important also, because if you miss this part also, it may seem very easy to mixing part also, but mixing part is also very important. So first of all, when you are starting your mixing process, first what you have to do is get the resin out of the container of your container into a different container which you will be using for mixing process. So get the resin first out in whatever quantity that you will be needing, and then the hardener in two different vessels. You have to get this into two different vessels. Then all you have to do is take a third vessel and just put your resin first, keep it for some time. Even after pouring it in this other container, just keep it for some time, because like in the container which it is originally is in, it sleeps. That things it is in restful position. So once you shift it to another container, it tends to give a lot of bubbles. So for that reason you need to make sure that the bubbles they rest, they come down, and then there are less bubbles to it, because it should not come in contact with the environment and all this stuff. So that thing you have to make sure. Just after you pour the resin in another container, just wait for some time, just like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes you have to wait until you mix the entire thing. So once the resin is kept separately, the hardener is kept separately, then you just mix both the elements together. Once you pour both the elements into one container, then you have to just take a stick or whatever that you will be using to mix it together. Obviously care should be taken that you have to cover your face, because there are certain products or certain brand that they give a lot of heat and a lot of fumes that you cannot see, that are not visible for a naked eye. So obviously you have to cover your because there are a lot of sometimes people are allergic to it. I am allergic to it sometimes with some products, some brands, and then obviously you have to put your apron and put your gloves to it when you are doing any of your project. So after both the substances are put into one container, then all you have to do is mix it anti-clockwise or clockwise. So mostly it is like done 2 or 3 minutes one side. So what we do is we mix it clockwise 200 times. So like 200 times we mix it clockwise and 200 times we mix it anti-clockwise. And care has to be taken that you have to mix it mostly towards the walls of the container. Because with the gravity and with the weight of the resin, because resin is much the weight of the resin is much more than the hardener, because hardener is lighter than resin. So the resin it tends to go and stick to the walls. So if the walls are not cleared during your mixing process, the mixing is not done properly. So special care has to be taken when you mix. You have to mix it through your walls. Either you do it for 3 minutes, it's up to you, or either what we do is 200 times clockwise, 200 times anti-clockwise. Here, this is the mixing process. And then if you want to add colors to it, any colors, colors are like really, there are a lot of colors available here. They are like pigment forms, like metallic form or powder form, a lot of other forms. So when you are using when you are in a process, if you are mixing colors and all, the mixing of the colors should be done before adding the hardener. Once you pour the resin in a container, that is the time you have to put colors into it, and mix the color before you add the hardener. So the mixing of the color, whenever if you are using color or anything, any other pigments and all, you have to add it before the addition of the hardener. So mix that color or your anything before the hardener, and the process is the same, clockwise and anti-clockwise 200 times, and take care that you just take care of the walls, because the walls have to be cleared. From your walls just come inside. The idea is that nothing should be stuck to the walls, so the wall should be clear. So once that is done, your mixing is thoroughly done. So after this 200 times clockwise and anti-clockwise, what we usually do is we just take another step. We take another separate container, and the solution which is already mixed, we just transfer that mixed one, the mixed solution, to another container. That is for a better, for a reason. So after we just pour it in another container, we again mix it together. We again mix it 200 times and 200 times, clockwise and anti-clockwise, in a separate container. After the primary mixing, we do another mixing. That is for extra care, so that if there is something left, which is something is not already mixed, so in this process it will be already mixed. So this is how you have to do the mixing part. So now we have covered what is resin. You know the different resin, different characteristic of resin, how to identify the both, what is the ratio and the mixing process. So now we'll be shifting to another topic, the next topic, which is selection of the wood. So now meet you in another topic now.